What's up, everybody? It is Banks Asselson today from Shakedown the Thunder podcast. Today we'll be filming episode 1 of Virginia Tech versus Notre Dame game. We will be doing this every Sunday after the Notre Dame games with myself and some special guests. We'll be giving game reviews, pros, cons, and we'll be just seeing all that stuff. I hope you guys will enjoy this podcast. I'm a Notre Dame fan from South Bend, so let's get started. So we will be starting with the preview of the game. We had Notre Dame pulling it out with the win at a very hostile Virginia Tech Hokies game. Jonathan Dorr with the 48-yard field goal to win, or to basically seal the game with 22 seconds left, and they stopped him on the final drive. Notre Dame started off, I would say, they did okay-ish to start off. Had the Hokies scored a touchdown in the first quarter. Jack Cohn did okay as a quarterback. Tyler Buchner came in, threw the great pass to Kevin Austin for pretty good chunk of yards. The refs said he stepped out. Brian Kelly's opinion, probably not, but the replay, it was pretty close. It was a tough call. Kevin Austin, really good hands, has a wonderful story. Went from scout team to starting number 1 target this year. We had the Kyron Williams pass. Tyler Buchner did have a couple. He had a pick 6 and another interception, but the kid's young. He's still a freshman. He has not a lot of experience at the college football level. He was a really good high school quarterback, but he needs to ease into it. Luckily, he has 5-year starter from Wisconsin coming in to help him. Not the starter here, really, but... And then he has Drew Pine for his competition, mainly for the upcoming seasons. Threw a couple interceptions. Things got a little bit shaky at the end. Kyron Williams had the other touchdown. Basically trucked like 4 people. Broke a lot of tackles. Had the field goal to seal the game. Overall, it was shaky win over an unranked team, but it's not like going into a Toledo game. It's because Toledo doesn't have a crazy fan base like Virginia Tech. Like Virginia Tech, it's not Penn State whiteout crazy, but it's a hostile environment. We can see we're gonna do the pros and cons coming up next. Right now we're gonna roll the clip of the game highlights, in my opinion.
Here's that one out, has a receiver, and that's going to be caught down the sideline, jumping toward the end zone, but out of bounds is Kevin Austin. Almost got in for 6. Quarterback's going to keep it, finding the end zone. He's trying, he gets there to the goal line, and in for a touchdown. Notre Dame strikes. Buchner, what a huge... Cohn, pressure again, and down he goes. Nick Gallo, the tight end. They're going to keep it on the ground, and nothing there. The Irish.
Hello, everybody. We're back again. We are doing the cons. This is my mother, Becky. She is also a diehard Notre Dame fan. She has a football knowledge too. We're going to talk about the pros. Some of the pros today, I think, are, I would say, Tyler Buchner's really good throw to Kevin Austin in that first quarter. Great catch by Kevin Austin. It was a pretty good throw for the freshman quarterback. Then there was the Kyron Williams throw to Kyron Williams. Didn't drop it. And then there's the
one where he took a hit?
Yeah, well, then there's the Tyler Buchner running touchdown, which he ran in. And then there was another one later on where I don't know if it was Jack Cohn or Tyler Buchner, but Kyron was wide open and got the easy touchdown. Later on in the game, Kyron Williams also rushed for a touchdown and broke like 3 tackles. It was pretty crazy. Now she's going to talk about some of the other pros.
I would say Jack Cohn's drive, the last couple minutes of the game, pretty impressive. He got him down like 54 yards in under a minute, I think, to get the go-ahead. Jonathan Doerr's kick was pretty ice. He wasn't flustered by the timeout. And I would say they've dealt with injury awfully well. Next man
Missing
in.
Michael Mayer, too.
Yes, Michael Mayer. Heel, come back. We miss you.
With the O-line, too, I would say they've adjusted a little bit better. Jack Cohn's still taking some hits, but
Gotta respect the O-line.
he's not Ian Book, so he can't just scramble out and throw like Buckner and Pine can sometimes. But now,
But when it was time and it counted, he was pretty clutch.
yeah, he is a 4-year starter at Wisconsin.
No, he was not a 4-year starter.
3-year.
I think 2. And then
2.
he got hurt, and then he hit a
Yeah.
portal.
He had really good first game for Florida State. Slowed down a little bit in those next 2-ish games. I would say this is not his best game of the season, but he's proven a little bit more.
It was his best last minute of the season.
Yeah, the Florida State game he threw for almost 400 yards, so he threw 366 yards. We're gonna roll some clips of the pros, and then we're gonna move on to some of the cons.
And I'd say Jonathan Doerr, keep eating the Chipotle. It's clearly working.
Here it comes. That kick is up, and that kick is good. Notre Dame in a clutch. Jonathan.
All right, we are back now with the cons. I will start us off with my 2 cons are Jack Cohn, and so I'm not questioning his throwing, his mobility and escaping pressure. So I saw yesterday he tried to make some improvements. He didn't get it sacked as many times as he did against the other teams. I saw he tried to get away from it a little bit better, but he still needs to figure out a way to get rid of the ball quicker in the pocket, because he has some receivers that have some good hands and that can catch the ball. And we just need him to he doesn't have all the time in the world like Notre Dame's O-line has been in the past. The pocket's kind of escaping quicker, and he's a pocket passer, so he needs to figure out how to get rid of the ball quicker. About that, we also need the O-line. It's basically, we have like a 3rd string left tackle. A lot of our O-line's injured. We have some freshmen. It's a lot different than last year's when we had Tommy Tremble as a block.
He's a tight end.
I know, he's also on the line. He would block.
He was a beast.
And then we also had...
We miss you, Tommy.
We had... Who else do we have? We had Liam Eichenberg, Aaron Banks. Who else do we have that didn't return?
McGlinchey? Or was that 2 years ago?
That was like 2 or 3.
Oh, we miss you too, McGlinchey.
But
Who went to the Colts?
Quentin Nelson, that was also 2 years ago.
We miss you too.
We've had some really good O-linemen. We have Aaron Banks and...
You still have Heinisch.
Yeah, and we also have Jarrett Patterson, but they're not really...
They're trying.
They're trying their best. Our O-line needs to step it up. And I think if our O-line blocks well, then I think we can establish the run game some more, and I think we'll really end the season really well. Right. What are your cons?
The negatives from yesterday?
Yes.
Sorry, Jack Cohn, but I felt like you shouldn't have started. I felt like
He did better at the end.
he did better. I'm not saying that. I
He-
just
he
felt like he
hasn't-
didn't deserve the start. I think Buckner played pretty well, but I think I go back
for the 2 interceptions.
my turn. I go back to the end of the Wisconsin game. Pine deserved to start against Cincinnati. And I'm not saying it would have changed the course of the game, but he deserved the start. So I think we'd be in a different place now had that all played out. Anyways, So I think one con maybe is towards Brian Kelly for not giving someone else a chance to start. Con number 2, Michael Mayer, you're still hurt. Not your fault.
We need you.
We'd like you back. Number 3, your backup, true freshman, I think.
Which one?
Looks good.
Buckner?
Unfortunately, he's out for targeting.
Oh, the tight end.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It was a good block. It was targeting, but it was a pretty good blindside block.
I would like to add about the quarterback situation. Pine deserves to start. Buckner and Pine are both good quarterbacks. Pine, I think he was looking like a 3-year college quarterback when he came in for the Wisconsin game. He was driving the team down the field. They just played better with him in. Buckner, no offense, dude, you're a great quarterback.
Stud.
Yeah, they were saying yesterday, future NFL prospect. We need Buckner. He had those 2 interceptions, 1 for a pick 6. He's really good. In that Cincinnati game, though, he only really ran. He threw some more yesterday. He has great wheels, but we need him on his passing aspect. I get it, he's a freshman.
Bring it down a little bit. They were all real high.
Yeah. I think if he can work on this passing and try not to, if he makes the right reads, I think we're in business. We're going to roll some of the clips for our cons, and then we're going to get to what they need to work on for next week and the outro.
Cone, pressure again. Buckner wants to throw. And picked off. Intercepted. Looking for the end zone. Touchdown, Waller.
All right, so now we are going to do what they need to work on for the next game. And we're going to do the outro and say sayonara to all of my...
Sayonara or sayonara?
Sayonara to all my... all of our future fans, hopefully. What do you think they need to work on for next week?
I would think if Cohen's going to start again, which is probably likely, quick passes, some screens, some quick little routes, some slants, get the ball out of his hands fast, and they'll be successful. The more time he has in the pocket, it's not going to go well.
My con is not my con. What they need to work on for next week is their run game. They haven't had a lot of rushing touchdowns recently. Not like anything last year. Like last year, they were lighting it up with rushing touchdowns. They had 1 rushing touchdown, but it's not anything like what they've had in the past. They need to, if the quarterbacks are struggling, they need to run. They need to get that run game really going. They need the O-line ready too. If they're going to run, they can have that O-line ready. And I think that's one of the keys to the next win.
And with a week off, Michael Mayer coming back.
Get those physical therapy time in. So that's it for our first ever episode of Shakedown the Thunder podcast. This is Banks Asselson here with
His mom,
Becky Asselson. Episode 2 will be coming out
hoping to remain anonymous.
the next game the day after the next game. Adios, amigos.